Hello, good morning. So today we're going to talk about something that's personal to me because if you had watched my introduction video, I explained that I've been suffering from insomnia for the last 15 years or so. And there is oftentimes a strong correlation between sleep disorder and ADHD. For various reasons, people with ADHD can often struggle with sleep. They either have problem falling asleep because they naturally like to stay up, or they have problems staying asleep, which they wake up really early in the morning and can fall back to sleep. And in either case, the problem can be exacerbated by the fact that occasionally they take medicine, and the medicine can influence their sleep as a potential side effect. So my advice for patients is that the most important thing is to establish a good sleep hygiene. And what I mean by that is to have a regular schedule where you um, go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, and most importantly, this is including the weekends and holidays. So it may sound cruel and unusual, but I would say if you're used to waking up at 6:30 for the school days, you have to wake up around 6:30 and by the latest by 7 o'clock, even on a Saturday or Sunday, because it's all too tempting to stay up on Friday night and Saturday night because you know you don't have school tomorrow, you don't have to wake up. But that really throws your body into a loop because your body is programmed to feel tired around the same time. But if you basically reset your biological clock every week by disrupting it over the weekends, then it's very hard for your body to realize when it is time to go to bed and when it's time to wake up. So that is perhaps the most important thing. And if you have problem falling asleep, there are several things you can try. You can try some exercises, not doing jumping jacks or doing push-ups or run around the building. But instead, you can, for one thing, the one thing that we're afraid of doing when we can't sleep is we toss and turn and just can't fall asleep. So we can actually kind of trick your body into doing that. What you're afraid of is something that you actually need to do. So when you can't fall asleep, I will intentionally, slowly turn to your side, count to three, and then turn back to the other side, count to three, and just basically literally tosses and turns until you fall asleep. And that has a very rhythmic effect on you, so you can kind of hypnotize your body into a rhythm. And the other thing is, don't look at the clock. So if you have an alarm clock next to your bed, don't stare at the clock. When you can't fall asleep, the clock should be facing the other way. Get up and actually maybe do some really boring reading. Don't read something exciting, obviously. So, read your history textbook if that you find uninteresting, or your math textbook. Go to the index and read the index. Something really uninteresting that doesn't engage your brain. And I would also recommend 2 to 3 hours prior to go to bed. So preferably after dinner, there shouldn't be any screen time or extended amount of screen time. So no more using electronics for more than 5 minutes after dinner. That's when that's good advice if you're really struggling to fall asleep, because the bright light from these electronic screens can reset your circadian rhythm. There's an organ inside your head called the pineal gland. It actually releases hormones that kind of reset your circadian rhythm. And having a light input in your eye confuses your brain thinking that it's daytime even though it's nighttime. And speaking of confusing your brain, we can also kind of artificially reset your brain or release the hormone into your body by taking melatonin supplement. I don't really like to use it as a long-term solution, but the bottom line is it is very safe. It can be used to children down to age 2. And the smallest dose usually does the trick. And usually the smallest doses I can find is 0.5 milligram or 500 microgram. Those are the same doses. 500 microgram is the same as 0.5 milligram. And you can usually find a chewable version of melatonin. You can order from Amazon or even go to Trader Joe's. I think they sell it there too. And if the medicine is contributing to the problem by making you stay awake because some residual effect of the stimulant is still in your system by the time you go to sleep, then I would recommend taking the medicine an hour early. So if you usually take the medicine around 8 o'clock, I would say take it around 7 a.m. If you take it around 7, move it to 6. And you may have to even wake up, take the medicine, go back to sleep for half an hour, and then really get up. That way you can uh, move up the schedule of the duration of the medicine so that it will wear off by the time it's bedtime. And I think that's the most important things, all the most relevant points I want to make regarding ADHD and sleep. And if you have any questions, feel free to send them down in the comments, and I'll be glad to answer them. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.